Here we go. The Zerg Campaign, Overmind. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces. Among the ruins, Confederate capital world Tarsonis. So this is the Terran capital right after the Zerg took over.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my Cerebrists, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
God, I love the Zerg. I love the Zerg opening. I love the Zerg, like, just, it's so cool. Like, the Overmind is so cool. So we're playing as a Cerebrit, which is like a, I don't know, like a mother brain of the Zerg. The Overmind is like the main mother brain. We're like a lesser mother brain. So he's telling us that we gotta protect the chrysalis. Meanwhile, build a spawning pool, create a hydralisk den. It's kind of like a tutorial mission because we've never played a Zerg before. But since we've played through the entire Terran campaign, this level won't be like that easy. It won't be as easy as the Terran one, the Terran like tutorial one.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates larvae, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions.
So when I played Starcraft,
Now,
God, shut up, Dagoth.
drone and start gathering resources.
So when I play Starcraft multiplayer, Zerg is my main race. So this is the race I'm most familiar with. The Zerg hatchery is kind of like the command center for Terran. The difference between Zerg and Terran, and Protoss actually, Zerg is very unique in this way, is the Terran produces SCVs out of its command center, and that's it. Marines come out of a barracks, tanks come out of a factory, wraiths come out of a starport. For Zerg, almost all units are produced in the hatchery. They're produced from these eggs. So these larvae hatch into eggs, and they become any unit. So right now, if I select a larva right now, you see it can become a drone, it can become a Zergling, which is like a marine, it can become an overlord, which is like a supply depot for Zerg, and a hydralisk as well. So eventually, every unit in the Zerg arsenal can be mutated out of these eggs, of these larvae. So you do not build Zerg units out of like a barracks or something like that at all. These are drones. These are like the SCVs for the Zerg. They mine, so I'll send them to mine. So initially, when you click the hatchery, you can select larvae. I can select all of them, and I morph all of them into drones. So you'll see one of them is morphing into a drone. It's an egg right now, and it's when it's done, it will hatch into a drone. I'm at 9 out of 9 supply. For Terran, our supply was like supply depots. For Zerg, it's like it's control. So we're like controlling these Zerg with our minds right now because they're like mindless like minions. Dagoth is gonna explain it.
As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hatch an overlord
you
now.
have enough minerals. Select a larva and mutate it into an overlord.
The coolest thing about playing Zerg is overlords are supply, and they can move around, and they're detectors, which is super cool. So when you're playing Zerg, you usually have like, you know, like 20 or so overlords just sitting around doing nothing. So those 20 overlords are detectors, provide supply, and you can use them to scout. There's no one. I'll move this guy over here. So now we can get hella drones.
You must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
Here we go. Let's start drones. Let's get more. So yeah, as Zagoth was saying, for Terran, you use your SCVs to build buildings, right? For Zerg, your drones mutate into buildings. So every time you build a building as Zerg, you lose a drone. So you gotta remember to keep replacing them as you're building those buildings. It's one of the disadvantages of playing Zerg. The advantage is you can build tons of units at once. So as a Terran, you can only build one Marine at a time.
Order your drone to become a spawning
But
pool.
as Zerg, as long as you have the larva, you can produce a ton of units at a time.
Can only implant themselves upon the creep.
So I can build our first building. So spawning pool.
You can make creep.
Oh my gosh! Shut up, Dagoth. So loud, so
Only
noisy.
a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
So you can build a hatchery. Hatcheries can be placed anywhere. It's like a command center. It can't be placed too close to minerals. All other Zerg buildings you'll see have to be placed on this goop. We saw this in the Terran campaign. So in order to have more space to build buildings, you gotta build these creep colonies to spread the goop. The creep colonies also act as defensive structures. You can upgrade them into sunken colonies. So first, let's build our spawning pool. This is kind of like our basic building. It allows us to build Zerglings. These guys. Which are like really fast units that are like melee. Really easily killed, but if you can surround the enemy with Zerglings, they do a lot of damage. So there you go. There's a spawning pool mutating right now. Let's see, I lost the drone, right? So the hatchery can have up to 3 larvae at a time, and it produces them just slowly by itself. So whenever your hatchery produces larvae, you should be spending them to build units. You should never let it like just sit. So when you're playing Zerg, managing your larvae is actually a pretty important thing. You don't want to have too much larvae just sitting around doing nothing. You want to spend it to build units. There's a chrysalis we're protecting. It's like a little egg. Alright, this drone I'm going to send to build an extractor. So it's kind of like a refinery, except the drone has to mutate into it like that. It's so gross, but so cool. I'm building an overlord. Alright, spawning pool is done. So with the spawning pool done, we can now create Zerglings. The spawning pool allows us to make those. Yep. So, Zerglings. Vespene Geyser's done. So let's go ahead and put guys on.
I too am a cerebrate of the Overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the chrysalis and the hive cluster. You must not allow them to leave here.
Okay, Zaz. Alright, so Darren camps over here. We gotta kill them too. So Zerglings, you'll notice I built 1 Zergling, but I got 2. That's because Zerglings hatch in pairs. So every time you build a Zergling, you get 2 Zerglings. Which makes them a really easy, like a really swarmable unit. So when I was playing Terran, I would build multiple barracks so I could produce lots of Marines at once. As Zerg, you just build multiple hatcheries. So I have 1 hatchery here, I'll have another hatchery here. So with more hatcheries, it means I can get more larvae. With more larvae, it means I can build more Zerglings, build more stuff at once. So I can easily build up my whole army really fast again. That's the main advantage of playing Zerg. Is that, let's say you have like, you're playing Terran, and you have like 2 factories. You can only make 2 tanks at a time. If your army is destroyed, you have to make 2 tanks at a time to refill your army. If you're playing Zerg, your army is destroyed. If you have 6 hatcheries with 3 larvae each, that's 18 larvae. You can build 36 Zerglings right away. Or, you know, or something else, like 16 Hydralisks right away, which is a lot of Hydralisks. Alright, these are Zerglings. So when we were playing as the Terran, Zerglings were just like whatever, but I'll show you how good they can be when you use them well. Let's get more minerals. I'm actually going to mutate one of these guys into a Hydralisk den. So this is a Hydralisk den. It allows us to morph Hydralisks from our larva. It's kind of like our Goliath, kind of. Hydralisks are kind of in between Goliaths and like Marines. Alright, my Zergling speed upgrade is done. So now my Zerglings are super fast. Which means I can surround enemies much faster and attack much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and mutate this creep colony into a second colony for defense. More Zerglings. More Zerglings. Yeah, alright, I have 24 Zerglings already. Look how fast I got 24 Zerglings. It's crazy. I'm actually gonna move 2 more drones. Send this overlord over here. Go ahead and get the Hydralisk attack range upgrade. Extremely useful. And then go ahead and get the evolution chamber. So the evolution chamber is kind of like the engineering bay for Zerg, except it upgrades pretty much all Zerg ground units. There's no separation for like infantry or vehicles or something like that. Get some Hydralisks. I need 225 minerals to get 3 Hydralisks, so I'm gonna wait for 225 minerals. I need more drones. I think I need more drones. I want to build 6 more drones.
Require more minerals.
So see, it's upgraded to melee attack, missile attack, and then armor for everything. All ground units.
Our forces are under attack.
Correct. So let's go upgrade our melee attack for our Zerglings. Zerglings do 5 damage, and when you upgrade their melee damage, it goes up to 6. Alright, group spines are going to be done soon. Let's go ahead and grab the Hydra movement as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab another Overlord too, actually.
Require more minerals.
Need more resources. It's too slow. Drones, might faster. Zerglings. How is Zerg not the coolest race? How can you watch this and not be like, Zerg is not the coolest race? They're so cool. Alright, we can get our first set of Hydras soon. Yeah, 3 Hydras. Let's get another Overlord. Gonna need another Overlord soon. People always complain Overlords are really slow. It's like, man, Overlords suck. They're so slow. Well, they're faster than supply depots, so we should not complain. These are our Hydras. They shoot air and ground, and they're ranged, and they're pretty much just like the bread and butter of Zerg. You just use Hydras, they can kill everything. Hydras are so cool. They're kind of like the iconic Zerg unit. Whoever did the artwork for Hydras at Blizzard got it right for sure. They look awesome. Alright, we're gonna get 3 more Hydras. Then we're gonna go ahead and attack. And we go ahead and produce our next group too while we're waiting. You guys can relate to the power of Zerg here. Look how fast it took me to build all this. 6 Hydras ready to go. Hydras with movement speed upgrade are really fast. Oh, Zerg units also heal. All Zerg units heal over time. Like, look how scary this is. Get wrecked. Zerglings are so good when they have support from other units, and they're really powerful when they can surround enemies like Goliaths like that. It's like just like complete destruction. Dunzo. Let's go ahead and get more Zerglings and get back to Hydras. And that's without no weapon upgrades on my Zerglings. So how cool is that? Come on, Zerglings. I want to highlight. Grab 2 of you, grab you, grab you, grab you. go. We got 9 hydras. Alright, let's go. Let's attack. Oh, stay away from stay away from fire bats. One thing Zerglings want to stay away from is fire bats. There we go. Let's rally more units over here.
Our forces are under attack.
Get the missile attack upgrade. Easy peasy. Oh, that's a Zergling over here. Hello. Hey, little guy. Alright, just gotta finish off this building over here, and we're done with the first mission. And look, more reinforcements. Yeah, this is only the ability I can... Oh, this is all these I can pump with only 2 hatcheries. Later on in the campaign, we're gonna be building like 7 hatcheries. It's gonna be crazy. And done. Easy. Alright, cool. Alright, I think I'm gonna be done for today, at least for StarCraft. I'll probably be streaming maybe this weekend. I'm not sure about Saturday or Sunday yet, but I think I will be streaming again this weekend and continuing through the Zerg campaign. Yeah, thanks to everybody who stopped by again to watch. Pingo, Mehara, Beans, or not Beans, Doo-Doo Jumps. But yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying StarCraft. We are 1/3 of the way done with the campaign, and 1/6 of the way done if you count Brood War. So, hopefully this weekend we'll make some good progress on the Zerg campaign, and then I'll move on to the Protoss one as soon as we can. I really want to finish StarCraft because I really want to play Darkest Dungeon, and then XCOM expansion is coming out next week, I think. So I really want to play that too. So a lot of good games coming out. A lot of good games I want to play. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Good night. See you guys next time.